What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk about some news that happened around the NFL that could affect the Colts for a very good reason, and that being Nyheim Hines being released by the Bills. And it hasn't officially happened yet. That'll happen at some point this week, is what the report said. But Nyheim Hines will be cut so the Bills can save $4.6 million. And the initial reaction to that is going to be, people that think about his injury and people that didn't really look into the injury. They just heard, that there was a guy that was hurt in a jet ski accident, right? If you don't look into that, it sounds bad, right? A guy that plays in the NFL should know that he needs to be more careful. Like, what is he doing? But if you look into it more, there's more understanding and knowing that it really, from a certain aspect, it just wasn't his fault. Like, yes, sure, it's his fault for even being on the jet ski in the first place. Whatever. You look into the situation as I did, you know that he all he did was get on the jet ski to go fill it up. He was with some people on a vacation. Everybody else was on it, but he was, the guy with the money there. So he jumped on the jet ski, went to fill it up. On his way back, he was actually sitting behind boats in a no wake zone. And there ended up being a boat that was coming right at Nyheim Hines. So he went to turn right, and somebody that he was with, somebody that, at least in the report that I saw, said that he was a close personal friend with Nyheim Hines, hit Nyheim Hines on the right side, going anywhere between 20 and 40 miles per hour. So Nyheim Hines, trying to dodge a boat, ends up in a bad spot while he was just sitting in a no wake zone, right? So by all accounts, Nyheim Hines, it's not like he did anything wrong in the situation. It was just wrong place, wrong time. It all sounds bad. It's bad PR when you just read the headline and hear that a guy in the NFL got hurt and is out for the season due to a jet ski accident. Okay. And the injury that he sustained ended up being a torn ACL and a torn LCL. So the rehab from that, he's talked about, Nyheim Hines has mentioned how it was extremely painful, especially early on. Those first 2 weeks, he said, was intensely painful. And then after that point, rehab was just very difficult to come back from. But by all accounts, everything that I've seen said that he should be ready by the time training camp comes around. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And this, of course, pertains to the Colts because he was here before, right? We traded Nyheim Hines for Zach Moss in a conditional 6th-round pick that turned in to a 5th-round pick. That 5th-round pick ended up being Will Mallory. So in the trade, it was basically Zach Moss and Will Mallory for Nyheim Hines. Zach Moss now presumably gonna leave to free agency, and that matters because with Zach Moss ready to leave and with as expensive as he's going to be, we've been trying to figure out, okay, who can we bring in to be a solidified veteran backup to Jonathan Taylor, right? We all like Evan Hull. I hope Evan Hull gets some playing time, and I think if we were to bring in Nyheim Hines, right, we re-sign Nyheim Hines, bring him back to Indy, then Nyheim Hines, especially coming off the injury, can split reps with Evan Hull, and you can have Nyheim Hines, who has really good experience and has been through a couple different offenses, was on this Colts team for a little while, then went to the Bills. Nyheim Hines can teach Evan Hull a thing or two about the NFL and about finding greatness in the NFL, right? You think about Nyheim Hines in his career. At the very beginning of his career, he was just mostly a punt returner. He returned a couple kicks as a rookie, but mostly just a punt returner. Had a little bit of offense, right? 85 carries, 314 yards in his rookie season. He also had 63 catches, 425 yards, 4 total touchdowns in his rookie season just on the offense. He also had 2 return touchdowns as a rookie. So his 2018 season was good, came out, showed explosiveness throughout his rookie season. Then 2019 obviously comes out, does what Nyheim Hines does, right? A little bit of a downtick, 52 carries, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, along with 44 catches for 329 yards, no touchdowns. And the best year of his career was the Philip Rivers season, right? Uncle Phil was in town. Nyheim Hines had a great season that year. He played in 16 games. He had 89 carries for 380 yards, which is the most in his career, 3 touchdowns on the ground, which is the most in his career. And he also had another 63 catches, but this one was on 76 targets. And he had 482 yards, which is the best of his career. 4 receiving touchdowns, which is the best of his career. So easily, best year of his career was in 2020. 2021, obviously, Jonathan Taylor in the Carson Wentz season. Jonathan Taylor was MVP candidate. Jonathan Taylor took over. So Nyheim Hines, his numbers were down a little bit, but still was able to find ways to be effective. And then in 2022, a tumultuous year for the Bills, but Nyheim Hines goes there, is able to have a little bit of success, obviously, most notably, where he returned 2 kicks for a touchdown the first game after the Damar Hamlin cardiac arrest on the field situation happened. So Nyheim Hines has been able to become a bit of a legend in a couple of different places, right? He was a fan favorite in Indy, goes to the Bills, obviously a fan favorite for them. Just had to miss the 2023 season because of an unfortunate injury. And now they have James Cook. They're looking to free up cap space. They're going to have to figure some stuff out at different positions. We won't go all into the Bills here, but they got to figure some stuff out. But Nyheim Hines is going to be available, and I think he should be pretty cheap coming off of an ACL, LCL position where Nyheim Hines for sure going to be a backup. Anywhere he goes, he's going to be a backup. So the number on him continuing to drop. We'll see what ends up being with his relationship, his past relationship with Chris Ballard. It probably won't be vet minimum, right? And it might be, guaranteed vet minimum, but there'll be, incentive type stuff for, being able to play in certain amount of games and this and that, whatever it may be, just because, again, familiarity, but also Nyheim Hines. One thing that this could be good for is because Nyheim Hines in Shane Steichen's offense, you think about what Nyheim Hines can do, and you think about Shane Steichen's offense, the things that they could have him do, right? All the stuff we see Josh Downs doing where he's running from one side of the field to the other. You could have Nyheim Hines do this kind of stuff. Also, you could put Josh Downs on the outside, have Nyheim Hines in the slot, and be running that little roll where he's running back and then going out and just doing a little screen pass, right? But he's taking a body with him every single time. So I think Nyheim Hines in the Shane Steichen offense could be really good. I think Shane Steichen could find a really good way to use him, just like a really good way to use Evan Hull, Jonathan Taylor, all that. I think it's very possible that Nyheim Hines in the situation that he's in, right? Coming off the injury is a big deal because people that aren't familiar with Nyheim Hines and don't know him personally aren't going to go out of their way for a backup running back that's coming off of such a major injury, especially, again, because he got hurt on the jet ski. Okay, this feels like something that's going to take somebody that knows him already and somebody that he has a relationship with, and he can get his foot back in the door somewhere, put something on tape, and can try to continue his career at that point. So a 1-year deal for, up to $3 million, we'll say, for Nyheim Hines. I feel like that's good, right? Again, whatever the vet minimum is for guarantee, that's what I think would be good for Nyheim Hines, right? Vet minimum guarantee, but then have some incentives, right, for playing time and how much he's able to get snaps on offense, his production on special teams, right? Make it ways where he can earn a little bit of money, but mostly getting some film out there. I think the Colts are kind of the perfect fit, again, with the offense that Shane Steichen runs and us needing somebody to fill a role in the backfield. We already paid Jonathan Taylor big money. So instead of allocating more money to a guy like Zach Moss and creating more money wrapped up in just the running back position, you have Nyheim Hines come in, Evan Hull, to learn from him, to be able to share that backup role and then take over after Nyheim Hines. That's what I'm looking at. I'd love to know your opinion on all this. You let me know down in the comment section. And of course, be subscribed with notifications on so that you get notified as we have daily content on this channel. And I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.